Hello everyone, I'm Brahmitra. Welcome back. It is time to add the Slenderman. We're adding a new Nemesis. We're not doing Kingsman, so we're not doing Armored Stranger this settlement phase. We're going to be doing the Slenderman. I've got the book right here. I couldn't remember the name of the event last episode. And yep, there was a comment on it. And yeah, that's very fitting that I couldn't remember the name. So if you've never seen Slenderman before, you'll see why that's very fitting. So that was a great comment. I like that one. But so we're going to be adding the disorders and the fighting art to the decks now when the monster is actually added. Because I remember in last season, I was planning on using Sunstalker, but I didn't, just because, you know, just how things played out. I just decided not to do it. And I had the fighting arts already in the deck, and then I had people who already had them, and then I wasn't going to remove them afterwards. So it was just a whole thing. So now I've just decided that when you add the fighting arts, I'm going to do it when I actually do the event. So that's why I'm still planning on doing Sunstalker, but that's why none of the Sunstalker fighting arts and disorders have shown up in all my draws and things like that. So we will do that. But first, let's talk about the mistake that I made for Gorm here, and I'm going to switch to the gameplay table. You can see it here. I'm going to try to leave the intro camera. I'll put it down on the bottom for editing, but this is why you'll see why I don't really use the face camera when I'm playing. If I ever do think of a way to do it, I'd have to rig it higher up or something. I don't know how to do it, but it's just weird because I spend a lot of time looking down or reading cards or rolling dice, reading things. It's just my head's down pretty much the whole time looking at the board. So just, I don't know how I would do face camera. I haven't figured it out yet. So that's why I don't do it, but so you'll see it now because I'm going to show it as I fix this. So this is what it looked like for the at the end of the fight, where what should have happened was she wounded here. What I did was turned away from the attack. Turned the Gorm. I forget exactly what the hit location said. I can pull it out of here. I don't know what the hit locations would have been. That's why I can't really go through and do it again. But yeah, so this is the one right here. As you can see, it says, turn the Gorm to face the opposite board edge and fully move forward in a straight line, right? But it's the Gorm, it's referring to the Gorm's facing, not the survivor's facing. So just as I was playing, I was just like, okay, so this person attacks, now the Gorm's going to run away from the damage, right? Because that makes sense. So it's going to face away from where it got hit and run towards the opposite board edge. But it only requires Gorm's facing. So the Gorm is facing this board edge, the opposite board edge is this one. So he should have turned here. I know I showed this in the graphics and everything. And because, like I had said, I was trying to edit that. I knew I had not done anything recording or anything for that whole week because of the, family situation. I had family in town, it was 4th of July, all that stuff. So I did the intro, even I mentioned in the video, I did the intro before, which I normally don't do. I mean, I'm doing it now because settlement phase, I usually just do one straight recording and everything, but so normally I would have talked about that, what happened prior in the intro, but so this should have moved him over this way. He would have full move, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would have caused this person to be knocked down. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lightning, as you can see, wouldn't have been able to get here. It just wouldn't have been able to happen. So the Gorm would have gotten another attack, and again, I don't know, this is the AI deck, but I don't know, I just pulled out all the basics, and there's no basic here that can do a ton of damage. There is one advance, but I don't know what was in there. I only know the top two that I pulled aside, which were Wallop and Scratch, which were the ones that were in the video, and those stood no chance of killing anybody. So the only way that I could have done it would have been the only way he could never have killed anybody. But what could have happened was he could have gone here. He could have went targeted one person here or something, would have come here and then maybe retched on people if that would have been possible, or would have ignored him because he's knocked down now. So then, since they're knocked down, it might have targeted someone else because lightning still would have been the closest threat. Either way, there was no chance for lightning to ever die, so I don't need to worry about that. So there should have been a vermin tile here, but I already put it away. Either way, what I'm going to do is, because of the other mistake I made earlier where she should have been knocked down, I'll just take the worst case scenario, say he gets knocked down, the Gorm comes over here, targets the weakest person I have, attacks her, knocks her all down, we do retch and everything. So I'm just going to dock myself the crab spider, which sucks because crab spider is a vermin and also a hide, which would have been great, but we'll just, worst case scenario, this person gets knocked down, this person gets knocked down. They can't kill them, they take the severe, they get knocked down, I can't roll on the bug, and then lightning just finishes off and kills the Gorm. That's the best thing I can think of to do it. I mean, more often than not, it would have just targeted the closest survivor, or it would have targeted closest threat, which would have been lightning, and there was no chance of lightning dying. And then if lightning got knocked down, I just would have encouraged it, and the attacks would have resulted in the same thing. So, like I said, I'll just get rid of the crab spider. No big deal. So now we're down one hide. So, that's that. So, we will go on to the settlement. I'm going to clean all this up and set it up for the settlement phase now, and we'll go on with the settlement phase. Cutting in. Before we continue, I have to make a quick correction. I noticed this comment. Very important comment. I noticed when editing, I never did the Principal New Life roll, so I have to do that. So the Principal New Life roll, these bonuses are going to go to Lee, because she was the survivor that was born during that. Also, I need to add Insanity to Lightning, because of this comment. I forgot to do it. I was going to do it this time, but there we go. I always forget to do this, so Lightning gets one more Insanity, and let's see what bonuses Lee gets. So, when we did Without Mercy, it was the toys are taken from the child and replaced with a cold stone face shard. Training begins immediately. The settlement gains new life principle, survival of the fittest. Find and place the card on the settlement board and note on the settlement record sheet. After adding the card to the settlement, roll 1d10. So I never rolled the 1d10. We're doing it now. It is a 5. Okay. The settlement celebrates with a rowdy party filled with tests of strength and triumphant roaring. The parents each gain +1 permanent strength and 2 insanity. They must skip the next hunt to recover. I think they did. I don't think I used either of them. So Lee won't be gaining everything. Lee would have gained if I would have rolled 6 to 10, but I didn't. So the 2 parents gain +1 permanent strength and 2 insanity, which I think are Tiara and Phil. So +1 permanent strength, +1 permanent strength, 2 insanity, 2 insanity. All right, we're good. Now we continue. We're going to do things a little bit out of order. I know I always do the Gorm climate on the timeline, and then I do the settlement, and then I do the book thing. We're going to do a little bit, just because of what's happening here. So I'm going to do age, because Lightning ages. So let me fill in her box. She's going to hit age 2. We're going to do that first. Get the sheet here. So age 2 for Lightning was 8. +1 permanent strength. So that's not that bad. Gives her 2 strength. Or 2 total strength. So that's good. Just in case she had gotten a fighting art or something. Just because of the book event for Slenderman. So now we've got her age taken care of, which we should have done anyway. Now, let's go ahead, and I'm going to do the Slenderman thing now because I've got the book out. We're going to read this all, and then I'll do Gorm Climate, which I have right here, and then I'll shuffle those up, then we'll do the regular settlement event and all those things. Just because I have to read this whole thing, we're going to just do this now. Then I can put the book away. So, here we go. It's already here, is the name of the story event. There is a story about a darkness so dense and so deep that anyone who saw it was drowned into its inky depths. The story tells of a vast ocean in the depths of darkness from which no shore is ever visible. Its murky waters teem with vegetation of a horrible sort, grasping roots and waving slimy leaves with razor-sharp thorns. Swimming across the dark water jungles is a squirming shadow of writhing tentacles. Its horror is such a burden on the minds of miserable trespassers that they cannot recall what they've seen, or what they have seen. A chilling dread without form. The terror of its approach can be felt so intensely that it cannot be committed to memory. Where's the pencil? All right. When she emerged from the dark water pool, she was shivering, desperately trying to speak as she choked on black water. Her pleading eyes desperately searched our faces until they suddenly widened with horror as she looked out into the emptiness. Bitter, black tears rolled down her defeated face. She was too late. She fell slack at our feet, her lifeless body twisting and exploding in a shower of black ichor and red gore. Where did she come from? What did she give her life to tell us? That feeling of dread that followed her to the settlement would not lift. The survivors find the settlement gathered around, the returning survivors find the settlement gathered around the twitching remains of a white speaker lying in a pool of blood. A gloomy silence reigns. The returning survivors experience a memory haze, and then it gives the rules. So this replaced Armored Strangers, and then we are now replacing the Kingsman entirely. With every single time we would now face a Kingsman, it would instead be replaced with Slenderman. So replace any further Nemesis encounters with a specific monster with Nemesis encounter Slenderman. So, that's how we're doing it. Now we have the memory haze. So let me grab a dice here. So this is one roll for all returning survivors. So here we go. That's okay. The returning survivors experience a confusion of muscle memory. All returning survivors forget one random fighting art and gain the blotted out fighting art. Add Forgotten Fear to the timeline 3 years from now. Okay, so we rolled a 1. The returning survivors experience a confusion of muscle memory. All returning survivors forget one random fighting art and gain blotted out. So let's go through returning survivors. Lightning. She actually has 2. Yisa and Alis don't have one, so they don't forget anything. Tyson, he forgets Rhythm Chaser. Okay. And Lightning's either going to forget Monster Claw or Rhythm Chaser. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 will be Monster Claw. That's Rhythm Chaser. So she retains her Monster Claw and forgets Rhythm Chaser. All right, now everybody is going to gain Blotted Out, which is right here. Blotted Out. When you suffer brain trauma, gain a bleeding token. Not good. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to put Blotted Out for all 4 of these people. Fighting Arts Blotted Out. Blotted Out. Fighting Arts Blotted Out. Okay, Issa Blotted Out. And Alis Blotted Out. Okay, all 4 of them now have it. They are still our returning survivors. So now it is added. So now we'll take the 2 extra disorders. You know what? Let me just also finish the settlement events, because technically this should have happened after those. So, okay, now we've done that. Now let's do Gorm Climate. So, okay, here we go with regular old Gorm Climate. All right. So again, not really reading this, just going to roll right away, which is a 9. It's the one where we don't have Memento Mori. So does the settlement have... Oh no, it's storytelling. Why does it show a picture of Memento Mori? So we do not have storytelling. The settlement struggles against the quaking ground. It's a brace. Nominated survivor with 0 hunt experience. They draw strength from the settlement's determination and gain +1 courage. Okay, so someone with 0 hunt experience is going to gain +1 courage. I've got everybody here. So we're just going to go ahead and give +1 courage to Atrium. Go ahead and get that +1 courage. Good job, Atrium. Okay. Now, we'll take Gorm event, put it back in the cards. Now we'll do the regular settlement event. And then I'll add all those fighting arts. Just in case something here adds a fighting art, then they technically won't still be in the deck before I've added Slenderman. But like I said, I just wanted to get the book done. I wanted to get that out of the way. So, okay. So then that's shuffled. Let's go ahead and... okay, first card. Clinging Mist. Alright, got my dice here. Clinging Mist. The settlement is hidden behind a thick green mist. Something about the way the lantern light passes through it makes it seem alive. Roll 1d10. 4. The settlement have ammonia. Yes. Nominated a survivor to douse themselves and run through the settlement, clearing the mist away. They gain +3 understanding, but -1 permanent luck for being so gross. So +3 understanding, but -1 permanent luck. Okay. I guess we're just going to give that to Arwen, who's already possessed, and I don't really care if she has -1 luck. So, -1 luck for Arwen. She's going to go ahead and gain 3 understanding. Okay. Wait, that would actually... Understanding... No, wait. Understanding is going to make her a matchmaker. I want them to be able to hunt. No, that was a bad idea. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. Very bad idea to do to them. Who's someone who can actually hunt? You know what? I don't care. It would be nice to get the... Because it's going to be, right? They're going to become... I'm pretty sure when you get... Trigger insight during the settlement phase. No, that's when you do courage. That's right. So it doesn't matter. They'll just become a tinkerer, and I don't care if I lose out on the endeavor. So this is fine. Where was she? Arwen, you're going to get -1 luck. And you're going to gain 3 understanding. That's going to trigger insight. So, draw from the pattern deck. Ugh. Randomly from the pattern deck, here we go. There's only like 4 cards here, so I can't really do a riffle shuffle, or I can't do a, whatever. Just that one. Tempered Axe. Not bad. We can now make Tempered Axes. I don't know if I'll be making them. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So, Tempered Axe. Neat. Add that to our Tempered Spear. The reason why I need Blacksmith, I think, for both of these things. That's why I haven't really been looking at them. Yeah, I need scrap smelting. I'm going to need scrap smelt. So that's... I know I'm blowing through the patterns really quick, but I can't make them. Okay, so Clinging Mist is now done. Arwen's going to trigger Insight. So, here we go. Insight. During the settlement, she's a Tinkerer. And a 4. Gain +1 Endeavor, the settlement phase. Okay, we have quite a bit of endeavors because we also did lose Mordor. He was considered dead. We didn't cannibalize because there was no body, but it doesn't mean there's not a grave for him. So we gained the 2 endeavors for his graves plus the 4 for the returning. Now we've gained another one. I got to write down Tinkerer for Arwen. There we go. Now we're done. We're caught up. Now, let me add these 2 disorders to the disorder deck for the Slenderman. Just put those in there. There we go. Do a little bit of a shuffle. It's actually going to probably be a quick settlement phase. I mean, it's going to be a quick one with what we actually do. And the 2 fighting arts, put those in the deck. So go slide them in the middle here and give this a shuffle. Okay. There. All right. Got everything done here. Now, we're going to set aside Phil and Tiara. We're going to try to trigger more intimacy if we can. So Phil, Tiara will be the ones to do that. Okay, now to the actual settlement phase itself. I think I've got, well, I can finally mark off the lantern year. And we are now in lantern year 6. I got to write, what was it? I had this thing 3 years. What was it called? Forgotten Fear. So, Forgotten Fear. So, 1, 2, 3, Forgotten Fear. It's the same year we encounter the Slenderman. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right, because it can trigger a, whatchamacallit. Anyway, a special encounter, a special showdown. Okay. Yes. Let's go ahead and so first things first, we're gonna innovate. So we're gonna spend 1 here to innovate, and I've got the stout kidney, bone, and hide. So the stout kidney can just go back to resource deck. These go back to the 2 basic resource deck. Okay. Now we innovate. Okay. We draw 2 here. We're looking for... There's a lot in here which would be good. Symposium would be good. Paint would be good. Those are the 2 big ones. Song of the Brave would be nice. That's also a good one to get. You know, it wouldn't be bad to get the next Gorm thing, since I'm already so far along. If I get it, I might take it, depending on what it's... But I don't really want that. Bed would be nice, so people are born with +1 strength during intimacy, and I could cure the broken arm on lightning, which would be helpful. She'd get back her accuracy and strength. Okay, here we go. Partnership is not good, and bloodletting is not good. These are probably the 2 worst ones I possibly could have gotten. So that's great. Yeah. I can cure disorder with bloodletting. I could do I might, if partnership goes to Clan of Death, I'll take it. I mean, look, I think it's family that leads to Clan of Death. I don't think partnership leads to anything. Right? It doesn't say add partnership consequences to the deck. Yeah, Clan of Death's a family consequence. Partnership is really bad, actually. So I guess bloodletting. What is bloodletting going to bloat the deck? I mean, I'd rather not get something that's going to bloat the deck. Shine, paint. I don't think bloodletting has any. Doesn't say it has any either. I'm just going to double check. Does not add anything. And bloodletting, I could at least cure disorder. I could get rid of festophobia. Yeah, I guess I'm going to take bloodletting. So it's just not. It's not good. It's not good. So it's just not good. I would have anything other than that would have been great. Anything other than partnership would have also been great. I mean, let's see. Yeah, Shrine would have been great. Paint would have been great. Forbidden Dance would have been great. Scratch Something would have been great. Cookie would have been great. Song of the Brave would have been great. Family would have been great. Bed would have been great. Symposium would have been great. So the only other one that would have been banned would be Scarification. So it was literally those two choices and Scarification were the three worst I could have gotten. And I got two of the three worst. So yay, we have Bloodletting now. Go ahead and add that. That does nothing. Does nothing. Bloodletting does nothing. Literally, I can try to cure 20% chance to cure disorder. I'd rather just go to the thing. Spend one. You have to spend one resource to do Bloodletting 2? Why? Alright, well, I can rack up Insanity. Looks like maybe I'll just try to rack up Insanity for the immortal person. Who is it? Who's the immortal? Axon? Right? Tyson, yeah. Oh, that was really bad. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, that's really bad. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a Knuckle Shield with the Mammoth Hand here and 2 bone. So we'll spend the Mammoth Hand. I got 2 bone in the settlement storage. We've had 3 Great Cat Bones, I think, right? No, we have 2 Great Cat Bones left. Gonna spend those 2 Great Cat Bones. So now we're done with the Great Cat Bones. Because it's just, 2 bone. So we got ourselves a Knuckle Shield now. What else do we have in storage? Just iron and active thyroid. So that's it. I guess I could spend the active thyroid instead of the jiggling lard. It'd be neat to keep the jiggling lard, right? Just in case I want to make the regeneration suit. I don't know if I'm going to go Gorm armor, right? I think what I'm going to do is just go Screaming Antelope next so I can get the Barber Surgeon and actually try to get rid of Vestatopia a much better way than Bloodletting would be. More consistent way of getting rid of it, and you don't really risk anything doing that. So I think I'm just gonna fight an Antelope, level 1 Antelope next, just to, because I don't have dash, so I don't want to fight a level 2. So just to get some hide and stuff, what I think I'm gonna do is make a maybe a set of Antelope stuff, and then when Lantern Year 8 comes around, I can hunt a Sunstalker, perhaps. Maybe not. I don't know if I'll fight. I don't know if I'll hunt level 1 right away as soon as I do it level 8. We'll see, depending on how it goes. But I don't think I'm going to make the Gorm thing. I just don't. It doesn't seem useful to what I'm using. It really helps for the bow person. It's really helpful. The Gorm's awesome for the bow person, but I can always come back and make it. But the thing with the Gorm is it's hard to get hide to make the deck is overloaded with organs. I'll go back to it when I want to make the Black Sword, which I want to push for, but it's just not lining up to what I'm doing. I think I'd rather have the Screaming Antelope and then try to get Sunstalker stuff and the Black Sword instead of using my hide from the Gorm to make the armor. I'd rather use the Gorm stuff to do the Gormchemist and stuff, Gorm resources. So done with that. We innovated, made our Knuckle Shield now. So now we've got to make Leather Worker was the other thing I was going to do. So I've got 3 hide here and 1 organ to make the Leather Worker. So where do we make that from? Is it from the Weapon Crafter? Leather Worker, you make it from the Skinnery. So, as I said here, we're going to build that for 3 hide and 1 organ. I'm going to go ahead and spend these 3 hide right now. So the jiggling lard is a hide when we have a regular monster hide and a stout hide. That, and then the organ is the acid gland. So that will be that. We'll spend the endeavor to do it. Now we have the leather worker. If I had any hide, I could make some leather. Try to get a leather shield. That's another reason why hunting the antelope is probably good. Could make a leather shield. Would be great. So, man, that bloodletting really sucked. I have not been able to do any kind of innovating very well for anything. My innovations have not been good. So, I guess we're going to try to trigger intimacy. The other thing I was thinking I could do is, because lightning goes out all the time, I can do shared experience. So you nominate a survivor that has 2 or more hunt experience than yourself. They describe illuminating details of their desired death. If you are not deaf, gain +1 hunt experience from their story. So Lightning's going to have a ton. Lightning has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lightning already has 6 hunt experience. That's way more than almost everybody. I mean, that's more than Issa even has, and I take her out all the time as well. So what I'm thinking I could do is have Lightning tell a story to, like, Alice and get her age up quick here. Would be helpful. Then she could depart with Fist and Tooth. So I think I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to spend 1 endeavor here to shared experience. That's from the Lantern Horde here. So, again, shared experience. She's going to listen to Lightning. Lightning's going to give her 1 hunt experience, which ages her up right now. Then she'll be able to depart and take Fist and Tooth. So let's go ahead and do Alice, age 1. Age 1 for Alice here. 7. It's permanent strength. Puts her at 3 strength. Let's see if we can maybe trigger insight with her. Well, okay. Now we're going to try to trigger augury. Is anybody right on the cusp of triggering insight? Doesn't seem like anybody's on the cusp of triggering insight. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Issa, right? You should be getting close. Let's go ahead, try to trigger insight with Issa. Maybe she'll gain. She does not. Well, she will have max survival when she departs. So let's get someone else here. Let's get someone else with some survival. We'll do it with Atrium, so he can start stacking up some survival. Okay, Atrium. Oh, but he already has understanding. I just triggered it with him. Do it with Lee, because I'll probably use her eventually. Okay, spending another endeavor to do augury. So the survivor's there's glean. Add +1 to your roll for if your understanding is higher than 3. Actually, I should probably, yeah. Let's do. Well, no. I need survival with Lee here, so we're just gonna. I don't care about the +1. Who cares? Okay. 7. Yeah. So the +1 would have helped. So it gains 1 survival. Okay. 1 survival. We'll go 2 here. Okay, good. It's a 10. It's fine. That's 1 intimacy. Let's go ahead, do that intimacy right now. Now we need 2 dice. We have to take the lowest, and intimacy will be between Tiara and Phil again. So this severe injuries. Where's intimacy? Nominate 1. So I did that. Now I have to roll 2 and take the lowest. Which is an 8, is the lowest. Settlement gains +1 population. The male and female survivors share a deep bond and gain +10 survival each. We don't have bed, so that would have been helpful had I gotten bed. Ugh. Okay, so we're going to get a new... So, what I say, Phil and Tiara, they're going to have up to survival limit, which is 5. Yeah, we're at 5. So they're going to have 5 survival each now. 5 and 5. Get +1 population. I don't know what the name of that person is going to be. We'll see if we can trigger intimacy again. And then if that's the case, I do know what the 2 names will be. So here's one. We got one sheet here. Okay, go again with Lee to do augury. Okay, come on, Lee. Pretty lucky. 4, which is just 1 survival, so 2. And is there anything else I want to do before I just try to trigger intimacy again? I don't have a Gorm brain, so would like to do the innovations if I could to get them out of the deck. I'm having so much problems, but I can't get a Gorm brain. So, right, I definitely did not spend it, right, by accident. I think I would have noticed. I just put them all on top. No, I definitely did not spend it. It was almost in the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I did not draw a Gorm brain. So I can't do the special innovate to get the next one. I don't have any hides to make leather. I could always, I could spend an organ. I could spend the stout heart just to get a lucky charm. Can my gear grid? Yeah, I could get it. The tank could get lucky charm. Whoever was using, the riot mace would have it. Lightning, I think, would also have 2 blue if she took a lucky charm. No, she wouldn't. She'd only have 1. 1 here, none there. So if I did take a lucky charm, I could... Yeah, I might as well. I'm going to spend the stupid stout heart. Make myself a lucky charm. So we've made a lucky charm for 1 organ and a knuckle shield, which I didn't take out. Should have done that. So now we're left with the stout vertebrate, which is a bone, a broken lantern. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't just do intimacy yet again. Okay, here we go. Do augury again. With Lee, come on. One more time. Good. That's augury. So we triggered intimacy again. Tiara and Phil again. We have to take the lowest. Here we go. Intimacy. 4 and a 6. I think a 4 is bad. 4 is fine. A new survivor is brought kicking and screaming into the world. The child's eye is free of ink. +1 population. Cool. So I didn't have to worry about either of those things. So we got ourselves 2 new survivors. I'm pretty sure I checked the comments before this, or checked the comment suggestion, all the names and everything. And I'm pretty sure one of the ones last on the list was I was waiting for a group of twins, but this is good enough. These are 2 people that were born the same exact year to the same exact parents, to Tiara and Phil. So I was going to wait for twins, but I'm just going to name them this now. So I think it's going to be Jack for one and then Jill for the other, which was not suggested by the same person. They're actually suggested by 2 different people. So there we go. We're just going to have Jack and Jill now. So that'll be the 2 of them. And that's it. So definitely, Screaming Antelope is definitely what we're hunting next. To get Barber Surgeon, so at least I can start doing things to clear up Festophobia on Yisa. Festophobia is really bad. We'll get some more hide and stuff that way too. So, I can't innovate. That's the moral of this season. I can't do it. It's not working out for me. I'm getting very bad things. At least I didn't add any more bad stuff to the deck this year. So, thank you so much for watching. Screaming Antelope is next, and I'll see you in the next Lantern year. Again, thank you so much. So very humbling. And hopefully I can innovate better after the Screaming Antelope. See you in the next showdown.